All right, I think that's the quickest I've ever got to where I want to get. Yep, camera's on. Okay, first of all, I think you guys know that I really try hard. And this is the first one of these, what I'm calling watch webinars. Let's see if I'm in here. So naturally, there are going to be a ton of mistakes, and hopefully most of them will be funny. We'll find out. The, hold on. I'm kind of nervous, and which makes perfect sense. So I'm going to probably drink a lot of this because it's Sunday and I can't get my Chick-fil-A sweet tea. So this first one that I want to start with in our webinar watch series is Do the Right Thing, Ethical Decision Making. Now, I already did this one, and there's kind of a funny, not funny story about it. Let's see. Okay, like right here. Remember, I'm still learning, so I might just be saying things in there not even coming up on here. There's a video of To Kill a Mockingbird. I think there were like 6 videos in here. And so I just went through like I do when we're together. And a little different thing this time was I figured a way to put it on the website so you guys can just go to the pre-recorded watch videos and watch it. And then I got this little note, this little email from YouTube, and it said very nicely, "Have you ever heard of copyright infringement?" They didn't phrase it quite that way. And I thought, oh, expletive. And so I had to go back through. They were, like, "We're not going to send you to jail. Don't worry about it. Just don't do it again." Well, it just never occurred to me that that was copyright infringement. I just thought we all made videos and shared them. Evidently not. So I went back through this whole presentation and took out all the videos. Now, I left some pictures where I could, just to give you kind of an idea of what's going on, but the actual clip I wanted to show you of To Kill a Mockingbird is not there. However, if you're watching this, you're on the web page in my website that says something like pre-recorded watch webinars, and then it'll have, well, this is the first one, so it'll have, figure out where I am in the camera, it'll have this. No, you can't see that. Okay, you can see this though, I bet. It'll have the title, and then it'll have a little blue block that says button that says quiz, and then another little blue button that says take the course. Yeah, because that one will, no, that's not what it says. I don't know what the second one says. God, how long has it been? I'm already messing up. Good thing it's you guys. You'll cut me some slack. Anyway, you'll see this, and that's what you'll click on to watch the PowerPoint or the Watch Online webinar. And then there really are 2 blue buttons. One says quiz, and I'm kind of nervous. I'm sorry. I can't remember what the second blue button says. God help me. Anyway, there's a second blue button. You need to match that one. And basically, it just, before you get to this, the whole page will tell you exactly what to do. Like how you watch it, how you take the quiz, I score it, how you get it to me, how you get your certificate, just the whole 9 yards. However, this is the first time I've been doing anything like this, so if I left off anything or didn't completely answer questions that you have, let me know and I'll take care of that. All right, so here we go. We always start, even though this is an entirely different kind of workshop, and by the way, I miss you guys. I miss that this is orange soda and not sweet tea. We need a toast. I need a drink. Here's to always doing the right thing, but more importantly, learning how to figure out what the right thing is. That's kind of a serious one. Let's do a more fun one. Here's to the lights not coming on and off. I'm in the conference room down at the office, and if you've been in here, you know that the lights go on and off depending on the motion. So I don't know what's going to happen with the lights. So I'm going to be waving around making them come on. So first one here is how to do the right thing and learning what the right thing is. The second one is the lights behaving. And I think that's it. Oh, by the way, he is. Pal brought Pal with me today, and he's going to be, I can tell you right now, he's going to be appearing in certain parts of this webinar. And that's just the way it is because I'm running the webinar. And if you don't like seeing him, you can just like fast forward, which is the good thing about this stuff because when you don't want to hear me, you just fast forward it. I think that's it. Once again, I'll just say it one more time. I really do miss you guys. It's really nice to look out over here and see you. But that's not how it is. And so that's what we deal with. All right. Ooh, wow. All right, let's see what we got here. Well, we don't have that. All right, guys, remember you're cutting me some slack. That's not going to be it. All right, maybe I'll just do it this way. Well, that doesn't look very good. Of course, this is the whole picture. That could be good, except that I never mind. This will be fine. This is the first, this is the first clip that you would have seen had I not been in copyright infringement trouble. But I did manage. This is okay. I put the picture of the clip that I want you to watch, and oh, that's it. The second blue button. The first one blue button says quiz. Second blue button says click here to watch all videos. That's what it said, because they haven't had to do that before. They've just all kind of been in the workshop as we've gone, but this is a little different situation. So, and you can do this any way you want to. It's not going to, just do what you want to. You can click on the video list and just have it there, and then, or you can print it out, whatever, and then just go, like when you see Gregory Peck, go click on To Kill a Mockingbird, or you can just watch all the, ever how many they are, 5 or 6 videos, and then go back and watch the actual PowerPoint. Another thing that I suggest that you do, but again, it's your life, is you got the quiz, print that puppy out and just mark your answers as you're going through the material. That is not called cheating. It's called using open book, which is how every course should be taught every time a course is taught, no matter what grade level. So it's kind of an open book test or quiz. And I think that's probably, I don't know if I think anything else to tell you guys, I'll stop and do it. All right, the clip is probably one of the best illustrations of doing the right thing that I could come up with, although the rest of them are really good too, but this one is pretty powerful. If you've ever read To Kill a Mockingbird, you know the whole story. If you haven't read it, or it's been a long time since you've read it, and the book's been out for, oh my God, 50 years or something, I don't know. But this, okay, I can do that. This is the jail, and this is Atticus. And very briefly, this is 1930s Alabama. And a black man has been wrongfully accused of raping a white woman, so naturally he's gotten thrown in jail. Now, remember 1930 Alabama, they kind of had lynch mobs. They didn't kind of have them, they did have them. And Atticus knows that this is probably what is going to happen. So he brings his lamp, it's a little rocking chair there. He's got a book he's going to read. And he's basically sitting there doing the right thing, guarding this man from being pulled out of the jail and lynched. And it's a wonderful clip. If you know the characters, that's Atticus. And he has 2 kids, Scout and Jim. And then they have this little friend who comes down from Birmingham, I think, or something. His name is Dill. So Scout's the little girl, and she basically, there's 2 do the right things going on here. 1, Atticus is doing the right thing by parking himself in front of the jail. And 2, watch how Scout does the right thing and has no idea she's doing the right thing. It really is a very powerful clip, and I hope that you'll enjoy it. Oh, and by the way, I have an autographed copy of To Kill a Mockingbird. Harper Lee autographed it, but it's with 4/5 of my stuff that is still in Arizona, so I don't know when I'll get it. So I don't have it now, or I'd hold it up for you. All right, let's see if I can change slides. Hey, that went well. Oh, no. Whew. Hopefully they will. I thought I pulled that out. Evidently I didn't. So don't pretend you didn't look at it, and I'll hope that YouTube didn't catch it, and then I won't have to do this thing for the 3rd damn time. All right, now, there's a, it takes about 10 minutes. It's called the moral DNA. Let's see where I put it. Yeah, you know, I think I've got them out of order. I'm so glad this is you guys, and I'm so glad this is the first one, and then maybe you'll give the second, third, and ever how many more there are chance. This should have been before the other one, and I really don't want to start over, so just forgive me. What you would do, takes about 10 minutes, where is it? And you would go to this, themoraldna.org, and you're going to see what type you are. Now, let me go back and show you what I was doing. These are the types: angel, teacher, governor, gardener, I need a gardener, guardian, judge, or philosopher. Let me go back one more, and then it'll really make sense. Now, this is what the DNA is about. Good thing it's you guys. You're going to follow me jumping all over everywhere. So that moral DNA quiz that you're going to take for about 10 minutes, it will tell you which one of these you are in two places. One, you can be one of these or the same one when you're at work, and the other side is how you are this way, how you are at not work, personally and professionally. So, and you can be, for an example, you can be angel at work and teacher at personally. It doesn't, they come out in all different ways, and it doesn't matter if you're both or one or the other. It's just good information. Let me go back. Okay, now this is from the moral DNA. Wow, I've been seeing a lot of this when I put this workshop together. It always comes up the same thing. They always use the same 4 words: doing the right thing or do the right thing. Now, this is from the introduction to taking the moral DNA. So it says, doing the right thing isn't always easy, yet understanding how we make up our minds. And we're going to talk a lot about that in this webinar. How is it that we make the decision that we make? All right, how we make up our minds means we're more likely to do the right thing in the right way more of the time than we don't do the right thing. This, when you take it and you find out if you're angel, gardening, God, man, I've been up a lot lately, very late, and probably showing up. Whichever one of these you are gives you information about what you're likely to do here, which then brings us to the one that was out of order, and that's your type, and it will tell you how you're likely to do this. I keep pointing, but you can't see my finger. So we'll do this. And this handy dandy little thing comes down. You guys have probably already done like a gazillion of these. What? Where is it? I'm actually looking for something that will, yeah. I'm sorry. I really want to do this because I think it'll be fun. There it is. It'll be fun for me. I don't know if it's going to be fun for you. You know, I've been missing my little red pointer thing, and because I could never point it and make it show on the TV screen, which is actually right up there behind me. So I can do it on here, and it really makes me happy that I can do it. Oh, we're not doing colors. God knows I can't afford to hit the wrong thing on this one. Okay, get this out of the way, I think. Sort of. You guys are saints. Okay, we did that one. Now that one. And what we would do, because if I did this one, do the right thing. I did this one last year, 2019, and I did it live because we didn't have this Corona. That's a beer, isn't it? No, wait, Kona. I might not should be doing this. I'm pretty tired, but I think that you'll cut me some slack. I did it before the coronavirus hit, and so that meant that we could do things because everybody was around, and so we could go over. I don't know if you see this thing or not, but I want to see if I can get rid of it. I don't know my little, yep, my marker went away, but that's okay. So we would go over in the groups, you know, these 5 questions, and now there's just me. And so what I would invite you to do is just talk to yourself about it, or just ask yourself when you get your type, you know, what did you learn? Did you have any surprises? Because when you look at it, it's going to tell you Okay, if you're an angel, you kind of do this stuff. If you're um, philosopher, you're leaning toward this, and it'll kind of tell you what you are means in terms of how you're likely to make an ethical decision. So, did you get any surprises? Now, come on. Well, this will probably be the first and last one you'll take with me. Hey, guys, gotta learn somewhere. Okay, here, types. Okay, I took it, found out my type, and I didn't like the type I came out. I didn't. And so when I don't like something and I don't get the results that I want, I take it again. I took it again and I got the same type. And I was really irritated now because I just figured I knew there wasn't, because this is really a good little instrument, good reliability and good validity. So I knew it wasn't the fault of the little quiz, but I'm stubborn. Okay. So I took it the third time and I got the same results. Yes, I took it a fourth time. And by that time, I was like, okay, I just got to live with this and figure out how to make the most of it. But the most important question was, why do you not want to be this type? So that was kind of well, what did you learn? That I'm going to take something over and over until I get what I want. Any surprises? I was thoroughly surprised at what I came out, but I was even more surprised that I came out 4 times. I was waiting to see if somebody's coming in. Probably not, because this is Sunday. All right, any places where you want to make some changes? Yeah, a lot for how I took it. And then we would talk about, what did you think of the DNA and all these kind of questions, but you're not here. All right, now, obviously I discovered yellow, and there's one thing I want to make clear here, and I may have done it. Gosh, I've been doing these ethics workshops for so long. I'm sure that I repeat a lot of things, a lot. But if I've said this, I don't remember it, which we'll talk about where memory goes when we do the aging one. All right, ethics, where it is. Okay, ethics is also known as moral philosophy. And if you're thinking if philosophy has nothing to do with ethics, please rethink that, because it has everything to do with ethics. And every time you see moral, you're talking about ethics. You're talking about good, bad, right, wrong, okay, not okay, whatever. But ethics, I missed my little red thing. Ethics comes from moral philosophy. And what moral philosophy is concerned with is this: how you ought to act. And it's looking for a definition. And when you come up with one, let me know. A definition of right conduct. Now, I'm going to go in a direction that there are probably a dozen directions I could take this in terms of what constitutes right conduct. Right conduct. All right. Now, the one I'm going to use is identified as the one that causes the greatest good. Now, for those of you who have nothing better to do right now because you're in stay in place, isolation or quarantine, which all those things we'll be talking about when I do the one on loneliness. Well, that was a timely one. We'll be talking about these things in there. Okay, anyway, sorry. Utilitarianism is a branch of moral philosophy, and basically, if you were a Star Trek person, you know that, and I'm wiggling a lot because I'm uncomfortable in this chair, so just bear with me. Spock, this is what Spock always said: the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. So basically, up here, the right conduct is the one that causes the greatest good for the greatest number of people. Now, I'm going to let you sit with that, because there are some people that just would knock the computer over and go, "You are crazy as hell." That's not how that works. Well, it is if you're looking at utilitarianism. And that's the one that I'm going to focus on for this, excuse me, for this ethics workshop. And Spock is there because I need a prompt to remind me that he is the one who came up with this, but he actually got it from this. Who was the guy? Jeremy something. I forgot his name. His first name's Jeremy. And he came up with utilitarianism. And as I was saying earlier, if you're in isolation or quarantine or stay in place and don't have anything better to do, just sit around and read utilitarianism. Not that I've been doing that. No, not me. Now, I don't join up, like give us your email address and we'll send you all kinds of stuff you don't want. I just don't do that very often at all until I find something that is really good that I'm interested in. So I signed up for this. I love this guy. And his website, oh God, if you go there, you'll probably spend a couple of days because it's got tons, I mean, really tons of things, videos, articles, yes, TED Talks that run the gamut from A to Z. In fact, one of the TED Talks, I may try to, well, I can't show it, but I'll talk about it when I do the mindful marriage. This guy, and this gives me a chance to practice my 2 years of high school French. It is not, even though we are from the South, it is not Alain de Botton, okay? It is Alain de Botton. I'm gonna say it again because I like saying it. Alain de Botton. Okay, French name, Swiss guy. He started this thing, School of Life, and one of the videos that he made that ended up on TED is called Why You Will Marry the Wrong Person. So if you ever thought you married the wrong person, you might want to read that. It's very tongue-in-cheek and it's very serious. There are reasons that we hook up. There are reasons that we mate. God, what is wrong with my vocabulary? The reasons we marry, commit to people, that the reasons we pick who we pick. And Alain de Botton goes into a great deal of detail about why you're going to pick the wrong person. And to his credit, how you can most likely, not 100%, but most likely avoid doing that, which is totally not this workshop. However, the School of Life I believe it's .com, not .org. Anyway, this is the video that I would have shown you had I not been threatened with going to copyright infringement hell. And it's called What is Philosophy? Sorry. And what are philosophers for? Now, if you're going, well, it's ethics. Why are we looking at philosophy? This, right here. Because ethics is moral philosophy. So you have to look at philosophy to figure out where ethics figures into it. So there is Alain de Botton. We can't watch this video together, but however, you can watch it. And when you click on the blue button that says the video list, I did put the list of the videos, like what is philosophy and what are philosophers for, but I also gave you the link. So this should make it very easy, just you're over there watching Alain de Botton talk about why philosophers are around. It sounds dorky, I know that, but it really is fun, and it's got some great information. He does his videos, has a great sense of humor blended with very, very well-researched, important information. So now that is what is philosophy and what are philosophers for? Sorry. And if I were to go right here, I right now I don't even know what you can see. I don't even know if you see me. I see me. Okay. If I hit that and it started playing, no. So what I'm going to do is go down here and hopefully I'm going to click the one that will advance us to the next slide and it will not start this playing. And then I won't get another little, hi, we already told you this copyright infringement is not a good thing, because I don't want a second one because they'll probably cut my YouTube account. So wish me luck. She started to talk, but I beat her to it. I bet I'm not going to go to copyright infringement hell. It's a really good video. Please watch it. And by the way, the way that I know you've looked at how many hours this is worth, and it's 3.5. You're gonna, well, it is right now. It's what I'm shooting for. It may change. I don't know, because I don't know exactly. It was 3.5 when I did it before, but then I had to go back and take everything out because I screwed up. So I left the 3.5, but we'll see if it really turns out to be 3.5 now that I've kind of had to adjust some things. However, where I'm going with this is the list of videos now I know this didn't change. The list of videos totals 59 minutes, which we're going to call it an hour. And you're going to have videos to watch with every, what I'm calling watch webinar, pre-recorded webinar that you watch. You'll have a list of videos, and it's the ethical thing, do the right thing, to watch those videos. I will tell you that I have made quiz questions, and they do include material. They do, the questions, might be time for me to pick up Pal here in a minute, get some comfort. There are questions in the quiz that come from the videos. So one, you don't want to miss those questions because you got to make 80% or better. And two, should you discern. I'm not starting over. I'm just going to keep going and it'll get better. Not discern. It will be unethical should you decide to skip all those videos. It's part of how we get this part we're doing, that you're watching, I'm doing, you're watching. Okay, that's a certain amount of literal time that goes by. And the videos that you're going to watch because you want to do the right thing and you're ethical total to an hour. So that hour we know is right, and then it'll get added to ever how long this lasts, and then that will come out with how many ethics hours you get. I can't imagine this is going to be 5 hours because you guys aren't here to ask questions, and we by the way, all you people that have been saying, going to one of your workshops is almost like going to a personal growth group. Thank you, because I think that it's very important for us to learn, intellectual and all this kind of knowledge, but it's also very important to take a good look at who we are. And when we have a kind of personal growth workshop blended in with the Get Your CEUs, I think that, to me, I think that's a good way to do it. And I appreciate you people that have told me that. It means a lot. Okay, now, let's see, I think I got that. It's the first one, I know, just send me some information about how I can make it better. Then it'll be better for the next one, because I swear to God, I'm not doing this one again, not recording it again. All right. I think I kind of covered all that stuff. All right, so click on it, you there. Now we're going to talk about 2 questions. I'm sorry. No, that's right, 2 questions. We have to look at what the word discern means. And basically it means this. And there's a reason I'm going here. Discern is simply, I can tell the difference between this one and this one. I can distinguish something. Gosh, I don't think you're supposed to define a word by using the word in it, but hey, I should know better. I'm a formal high school English teacher. All right. This came about, this word discern, which is another way to put it. Did I put it? No, I didn't. It also means to figure out what the best decision is to make about a particular thing you have to decide about. And it came about way back, I don't know when, several centuries, I don't know, a long time ago, when the Catholic Church was trying to figure out, and this has really been a long time ago, trying to figure out, okay, we want people to be monks, we want people to be to go to convents, stuff like that. But people who were considering those options, this is where the word came from the Latin, which I don't know Latin. I barely know high school French. All right. They came up with this word from the Latin that meant you better be real damn sure if you want to be a monk. You better be really sure if you want to be a nun. And so that's where this came from. Can you discern, and this is religion right now, but it's because of what we're talking about, not because of the workshop or the webinar. Can you tell the difference between what you think God wants you to do and what you think you want to do, and how are you going to tell the difference, and what does it mean for what you're going to decide to do? Now, that's great. All this comes back to where we are right now in 2020. We've always been discerning. It's just sometimes we didn't discern exactly the way we thought we might. But you know how you make a decision and you find out after it's done, you went, shouldn't have done that. So we're going to talk about discern, and this is what it means. Now, what does discernment have to do with ethics? All right. There's this little guy named Simon. He's adorable. I think he's like maybe 105. I don't know. And we'll probably talk about Simon when I do the aging workshop. If you guys send me decent feedback and I keep doing these, which feedback or not, I'm going to keep doing them, because if one person likes it, then at least that will be one person who bought it. So that will be good. there's this little video down here, and I can't remember the guy's last name. It's on the clip, on the picture. And oh, let me see. I think I did it this way. Yeah, okay. That's not Simon, that's me. Right here would have been a picture of Simon. And Simon says in his video, it's only about, I don't know, 7 or 8 minutes. He talks about, I'm going to go back here. No. I don't know how much of that they're going to pick up. And they're just, we'll find out. If you don't see this one, you won't know you didn't see it, so you'll not have any problem with that YouTube did it again. Well, they didn't do it. I did it by hitting the wrong button. So I'm going to try one more time. All right, so now we're going to look at this, and I'm going to be very careful when I hit the next button. You got a little glimpse there of Simon. And basically what he's saying is about discernment is that there are 3. Have y'all been using Zoom? This thing, I may go to GoToWebinar or something. I'm not real thrilled with this, but you know, there's always a learning curve. A lot of things I haven't been thrilled with that I had to learn, and then they turned out okay. Anyway, all these things pop up and down. And I discovered, because I already made one, but you can't see it because I totally destroyed it. But I watched it and I realized I scratched my nose a lot. So I don't know if it just itches or I'm just nervous. I don't know. All right, so Simon talks about discernment, and he uses 3 ways to do it. And just very quickly, he talks about the law. And because you all know I love country music, I'll just sum this up for you really quickly. Johnny Cash. I fought the law and the law won. Law trumps ethics. So how do you discern? Okay, well, one way is to compare the law with the ethics. And if your ethics say I want to do this, and the law says I don't think so, you have a decision to make. And a lot of times, and you know it and I know it, therapists kind of, what shall we call this? Circumvent, subvert, fly under the radar with the law. But that's taking a big chance. Because you and I both know that sometimes what we think is ethical is not the law. And what we know to be the law, we believe is unethical. So that's when they kind of butt heads. The second thing he talks about is what are the effects in terms of discernment. Can you kind of think ahead and figure, well, if I make this decision, what will be the effects? Okay, well, I don't have a crystal ball. I understand what he's doing. And you think ahead as much as you can based on your history of how you've handled a similar situation, or talk to a colleague and see how that person handled a similar situation. But you really can't predict this. You just take your best shot with the best intentions, which we'll talk about because the road to hell is paved with good intentions. The third one, in terms of discernment, and this is sexist, but I can't go in and change it. So we're just pretend that says grandparent, okay? Grandparent, or the newspaper way to discern, which is basically if I make this decision and I get up tomorrow morning and it's blasted all over the front page of the AJC, or a family member that I really valued saw it, how would I feel? Would I be okay with it? And that is one way to make a discernment. I don't want to sound like I'm trashing Simon, because I'm not. He's bringing up some excellent points. I just want us to think about a little further out than he's gone with these points. I might have to take a break and go scratch my nose, although I'm scared to take a break because I might lose it. All right, maybe I should just make some Zooms of PAL and not put them on the website, see what's going on. You know, this could be worse, I guess. I could just I was going to say totally not be recording anything, but you know, that's a possibility. All right. Excuse me. All right. Here we go. Skipped him. Good. Thank you. It's so weird not having you guys to talk to. I start to look up and go, how? And there's nobody here. Also, there's a light going in me, which means everything back there is backlit. So even if you were here, I probably couldn't see you real well anyway. Let's talk about doing good. I should have made this a question actually, so I still can. Do you think doing good things, I do something good and that automatically makes me a good person? Okay, doing good things doesn't necessarily make you a person. I can do it this way. True or false? Doing good things doesn't necessarily make you a good person. Okay, I vote true. You can do tons of good things and be a horrible, rotten person. And if you were here, you would probably all go, "What?" But I could defend it. Most people think the things we do that are good make us a good person, and I just want you to consider that maybe that's not a really full picture of how to discern what makes a good person and how a good person, whoops, left out the other one, good person would make a good decision. Now, the times when I've done this, I'm gonna have to pick up Pal here in a minute. The times I've done this with groups, we spend a lot of time talking about ambiguity because people hate it. I don't, because I'm an INFP, if you've looked at the Myers-Briggs, and we love ambiguity because we can not like class yet. I can just talk about, the ins and outs and all this stuff all day. But most people aren't INFPs, thank God. And most people hate ambiguity because it's not black or white. Now, I'm going to go over here for a minute and hopefully I'll remember what I was trying to do over here. Georgia Code of Ethics. If you look at it, which I'm sure you're doing all the time, unless of course you have a subscription to Netflix, which will, if I remember that, I'll tell you a little story about that, talking about making bad ethical decisions. I'm writing this down. Okay. The Georgia Code of Ethics is not a rule book, which means that there are things that are open to more than one interpretation. And most folks don't like that because most people prefer to live in black and white. Do this, don't do that, and it's not negotiable. This is what we do, and this is what we don't do. So this is what the definition of ambiguous means, something that's open to more than one interpretation, and most people don't want it to be open to more than one interpretation, unless you're an INFP. So the Georgia Code of Ethics is not a rule book, meaning that there's a lot of ambiguity in it, meaning that there's some things that you can make a case for open to more than one interpretation. Now, I hope I remember to go back to what I was going to do. There are 3 things in the Georgia Code of Ethics that are actually not ambiguous. They are like, listen to us, people. You want to keep your license? Stay away from these 3 things. Do black and white. Do not do this. The first one is sleeping with your client. And I don't mean like sleeping like you're snoring. I mean, you don't get a lot of sleep. That kind of sleeping with your client. That is not ambiguous. That's not open to more than one interpretation. Because she wanted me to is not going to help you keep your license. It's one of the 3 that is completely, it is not open to more than one interpretation. And guess what? You already know this. It is the #1 in the United States violation of codes of ethics. Now, let me tell you the codes of ethics I've looked at. The ACA, we're talking about our state code of ethics for this webinar, but I've looked at the ACA code of ethics, the NASW code of ethics, AAMFT code of ethics, and APA code of ethics. Now, I didn't look at the AMA because they're physicians and they do what they want to. But it's not just Georgia that did that. It's like every one of those codes I've looked at, it's like, oh, guess what? Don't do this. Oh, guess what? Don't do this. And it turns out to be the #1 thing that therapists do that gets them in trouble, except that, as a quick aside, you and I both seen clients where there's been sexual misconduct or worse, and the client didn't want to go any further pursuing it because of embarrassment and because of stigma and because some therapists can gaslight their clients and make them think it's them, not the client, not the therapist. So there's a lot of that goes unreported except to us, and that's really hard. So anyway, that's the whole thing. I think there was something else I was going to tell you about, I totally forgot it, except I did write down Netflix. Now, can morality be, where am I? Can morality be open to more than one interpretation? Okay, question. Can morality be open to more than one interpretation? I vote yes, but again, that's just me. But the things that come up like this, stop and ask yourself, really, just don't just, oh, I'm going to fast forward through that because I can. Please stop and ask yourself, if you go, no, I don't believe that. Well, okay, why don't you believe it? Or you go, yeah, I'm voting with Karen. Why? Why do you vote yes or vote no or whatever about these questions and statements that are in this webinar? Because that tells you a lot about how you're going to make an ethical decision. Now, here's another place. It's killing me. This is a great video, and it's from, when you punch it to go there, you'll see what's going on. It's from a series of 12 lectures given at Harvard, which means the guy who's doing them knows a lot about what he's doing. He's actually he's probably one of the best known guys in the field about understanding ethics, or he wouldn't be teaching courses like he's teaching at Harvard. The clip that I pulled it's interesting that the title of this one lecture is The Moral Side of Murder. You're thinking, no, there can't be a moral side of murder. When he gets through with this, you will understand why he's asking, can there be a moral side of murder? There's also it didn't say the moral side of killing, okay? Because you kill other people when we go to war. There are a lot of ways to kill people, and it's not murder. But this is about the moral side of murder. And if you want to go and watch all the other 11, have at it. They're actually very good. And this one I want you to take a look at. It's going to open up, and there must be like maybe 200 or 300 kids in there, undergraduates. And he brings up a specific ethical dilemma. And then he engages with them much like I can't do with you. And it's really cute, because there's this, pay attention to it, if you will, please. Pay attention to this one cute, adorable little guy. His name is Andrew. And Michael here, as you know, reminds me what video I'm talking about. This guy's name is Michael Sandel, and he's the lecturer, the instructor. And he and Andrew have a very respectful. Michael Sandel tries to get Andrew to kind of see some things he might not be recognizing could be at play in the ethical decision that they're talking about. So this is very theoretical, because the ethical situation I can't imagine would ever happen in this particular form. But the bottom line ethical decision that this is about happens all the time. And when you watch the clip, you'll understand. And when you see the next couple of things I'm going to show you, it'll make even more sense. So watch out for Andrew, because he's adorable, and he makes a point that will help you understand why ethics can be so troublesome and so hard to do. Ethics is the easiest thing in the world, and it is the hardest thing in the world. So let's go on. Okay, good. I took the clip out so I didn't accidentally click him. All right, now, is knowledge enough to be a good person? Okay, I know all this. How many of you have known the right thing to do, like knowledge, okay, and yet you didn't do it? Okay, one, does that make you a bad person? And two, is knowledge enough for you to be a good person? Your call. And I think I said earlier what the road to hell is paved with: good intentions. That won't hold water. In some cases it might, actually, it would, and that could be a whole other workshop that you guys would do, and I would come watch your webinar. In some situations, ethically, it might actually hold water, as my grandmother used to say. But in most of them, it's not. Well, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, well, you did it. Well, I didn't mean to. Do you know you have a code? Yeah. Did you think about going and checking the code before you hauled off and made that decision? Oh, wow, is that what that thing's for? You get my point. So here we are. Is this all that matters? Is what you get from what it is? Because if it is, then we're going back to Spock, and we're going back to utilitarian Bentham, Jeremy Bentham. I'm not doing drugs. His name just, y'all do that. You're talking about something and then some name comes up to you. Jeremy Bentham, utilitarianism, Spock, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. So is that all that matters? Is that enough to make an ethical decision? Your call. Now, if you've watched, what's interesting is that my mouth gets really dry, but then I start to drool, so go figure. To the person who told me to watch The Good Place, here's to you, because you told me about it, whoever you were. And so I think basically you said, hey, this is a TV show, and the whole show is about ethics. And I'm like, yeah, right, you're doing drugs. But it is. It's all, I think they had their last season a while back. But I went online, I went to Amazon, wherever I went, and I bought a couple of episodes, and I was hooked. So I naturally went back and bought all the seasons and had a blast. Because if you haven't seen this show, you might be going, I don't want to watch a TV show that's nothing except ethics. Yeah, you do, because it's so good. It's so well done and so thought-provoking, and it's hilarious. But those are my opinions. So what I can't show you comes from a TV show called The Good Place. Now, what I'm going to have to just do verbally, because I can't do what I would typically do, is remember back Michael Sandel and Andrew, the ethical situation there was what I'm sure you've probably heard called the trolley car, which is that's what Michael Sandel's thing was about with Andrew, his very interesting answer to the dilemma. And then The Good Place has two clips talking about the trolley car, but they're coming at the same ethical decision, but from two different angles. And I wish you were here and we could talk about them, because we had a lot of fun talking about the academic angle and then the two TV angles. But the dilemma is still the same, which is you're going down you're driving a trolley, the brakes go out, but you can still steer, okay? So you get to this point where you have to, you might need to sit up straighter would be good too. You can go this way. If you keep going, you'll kill 5 people. Your brakes don't work, but you can steer. Go this way, you'll kill 5 people. Okay, nobody wants to do that. But you do have the ability to turn the wheel, and you go over here in this way, and you'll only kill 1 person. But you're gonna kill somebody, okay? All right, Spock, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Okay, let's kill 5 people. No, that's wrong. I got it backwards. I'm so sorry. I can kill 5 people or I can kill 1, but I'm going to kill somebody. I'm going to kill 1 person. Why? Because it's better to just knock out 1 life than to knock out 5. I think you can see where this could become problematic depending on, and this, just think about it before you hit stop and go to somebody else's webinar. It's not that simple. Just think about this one thing. What 5 people? Are there 5 people that need to be hit with a trolley? Because 5 is more than 1. And so aren't we supposed to be making the best decision for the greatest good? Think about it. Just think about what, I think that's probably all I need to say. I think when you watch these, you'll see what I'm trying to get across with, does it matter who, that's it. Does it matter who the people are? Now, that's my question. I just came up with that one on my own. But the basic thing is, do you kill 5 or do you kill 1? But you're going to kill anyway. So, although I did, after I blew the first one, I blew the first one up and had to redo it, which I'm doing now. I looked at a little more research, and I came across this article, and a guy had a third option. Kill 5, kill 1, and this he wasn't familiar to me. The name wasn't familiar in the field of ethics. but his solution, his contribution was sacrifice yourself. Well, that's still one person, but at least you're not killing anybody but yourself. But then that brings up moral dilemmas too. And my second thought was, okay, how are you going to kill yourself with that trolley exactly? But I understand what he was trying to say, that sometimes we think there's this or this when there's actually this, 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 and this that we could decide. Ethics is very simple. Ethics is very, very difficult. This is the little house that they have under the Good Place. I hope you'll watch that and let me know what you think about it. Please let it be. I took it out. Don't play. No, no. Okay, it's okay. I know I can show a picture. I know that. I'm sure about that because I showed that picture of Gregory Peck. So anyway, this is okay. This is, and just for those of you who haven't seen it, this is Ted Danson, used to be Cheers, where everybody knows your name. Okay, anyway, I don't want to give too much of it away, but he's kind of trying to learn how to be ethical, but it's not coming easily to him. This fellow's name is Chidi, and this is Eleanor, who actually is the main character, but we just get to see the back of her lovely blonde hair, which I have been thinking since I can't get my hair colored and I can't do it myself for various reasons. I might, when we can get our hair colored again, I'm thinking I might just get some blonde highlights. I just said that to make y'all laugh because we don't want to get this too heavy. All right, these contain the 2 clips from The Good Place, and they're amazing. They're hilarious, and they're so spot on. And they are on your video list. Just click for one and then click for the other, and you'll see where I was going with this. No, no, no. I don't think I'll get it for that one either. Now, I showed you the guys. Ted Danson's character is Michael, and so this guy Chidi. This sounds like my dream job actually, except being a dolphin trainer at a water world or something. That would be so cool. They do this experiment, and actually the way it's set up, it's Michael has these powers. I know it sounds stupid, but just go on. Has these powers and he can make the trolley car real. And so he sticks Chidi driving it and says, make a decision. You're going to go this way or this way. And Chidi's, okay, now this is the thing. He spent his entire life studying moral ethics, which is what I was saying that would be my dream job. Studying moral ethics. I know you're going, oh God, she's making this up. Nobody spends their life studying moral ethics. Yes, actually, they really do. And one of them, although he's a fictional character, people do spend their life studying moral ethics. Now this guy, you think I throw out weird stuff like utilitarianism? You have no idea what this guy can throw out. I mean, just from a TV show, I'm learning about ethics from watching it. There it is. Okay. He falls apart. I mean, of all the people who should be able to go, oh, well, here's the decision, it should be Chidi, right? Falls apart because in his view and in the view of many people, there is just absolutely no morally sound answer. Somebody's going to die and you got to make the decision. And he can't do it. What might cross your mind now is, well, isn't not making a decision making a decision? I'll let you sit with that. Now, let's talk about this. You guys ever worked with somebody who never made an ethical error? Well, they did. They just didn't have enough sense to know they had. There are people, I'm just going to read it to you. There are people who thought they were righteous and everybody else thought they were. But now these are 2 very important words because then I'm going to use them in some slides in a few minutes if I remember. Who violated their moral precepts in ways they would not have ever dreamed they were possible to violate. Okay, let's go back to the Code of Ethics, or Georgia Code of Ethics. The one about the one of the 3 that's like black, white, don't do this. The don't sleep with your clients one. Okay. A therapist who had never slept with his or her client might be at a workshop and go, I don't understand how people can sleep with their clients. I mean, I would never do that. And they usually have some kind of little self-righteous, little upturned nose and lip and all that stuff. It's disgusting. And it's an ethical violation. No joke, Sherlock. It's wrong. You're right. It is. It's wrong. And I would never do it. You might want to rethink, well, not you, because we're not going to do that. People will sometimes do things they swore up and down the wall they would never do. Now, if you're going, no, once you've made up your mind about what you will do ethically, that is where you'll never budge from that. Yes, you will. They'll be, oh, I hope I can do this. You have to know who you are as a therapist, because that will tell you a lot about how you make ethical decisions. Two, we have to keep up with how we change through the years, because what we might not have done when we were, there's a difference in being 25 and 45, okay, in any area, in all areas. So it's real easy to go, I would never, and then you get put in a position where I would never becomes, this really isn't a bad idea, except that sleeping with your clients is a bad idea. But I have, let me think how I can say this without, let me just say, I want to tell you an example, but I need to be real careful how I phrase it. Okay, I think I'm going to maneuver it because it's got some sensitive information, and I can say this is Vegas, but it's really not, because this is anybody who's going to watch it. There was a therapist here in Georgia. It's been many, many years ago. I think right when we first moved to Georgia. And oh, can I do this? I think I can. Okay, the law got involved. Let's just say that. The law got involved, and because the person that he slept with had enough guts to hire some lawyers and go after him. Of course, nothing ever, can I say that? Hell, I can say that. Yeah, nothing ever came from it because he had excellent malpractice insurance. And the way I can say that is because there's been a lot of those. And so it's not going to be like, oh, she's talking about this guy. There have been a lot of those. Got good malpractice insurance. A lot of people who've been wronged by therapists will take the money. And I'm not criticizing that at all. Right now, I would take the money. That didn't come out quite right. I think you know what I mean. What people decide is what people decide. And the person chose the money. Had she not chosen the money, he probably would have lost his license. And I can hear all of you going, she took the money? What? She should have. Well, we're not in her shoes. And yeah, maybe she should have got it where he lost his license. Of course, then again, she would have lost X amount of money. And that's where values come in. So at this, I probably totally screwed this up, but I hope not. My heart's in the right place. So let's just say that guy 20 years ago said, I would never do that. Okay, well, 20 years later, I can't say that. He's had sex with his client. And I can tell you this, his defense is what he said, well, why'd you do this? And he said, well, because she wanted me to. I know what the hell kind of, well, because he needed therapy. He had needed therapy, probably hadn't been to therapy in 27 years, had no clue who he was anymore or what he was really capable of doing, because back here he thought he wouldn't, but then he got up here and he did. You never know what you'll do, and it might behoove us to be very mindful about casting the first stone. I mean, I could say right now I'd never sleep with a client. Right now I would never sleep with a client, but I mean, I'm not going to say I would never do it. I mean, I just said I would never do it. I believe right now, with my whole heart, I would never have sex with a client. And I also know that things in people's lives change because of circumstances, because of experiences, because of going to therapy, because of just getting older. And yes, at this time, at this point in my life, I would never sleep with a client. And I hope it stays that way because I like being a therapist and I want to keep my license. But I'm not going to say 100%. I've grown up a little bit. I know some of you are going, right, yeah, Karen, when did that happen? Actually, I have grown up a little bit in the past few years. And one of the things I've come to realize, one of the many things I've come to realize is that I cannot predict what I'll do. I mean, I can say what I believe with my whole heart I will do. I will always X. I will always tell the truth. You know how many times I've lied? You have too. I will never X, and then I come around and I X. I've given up trying to say stuff like that because I think it's a waste of my time. And that's a decision you need to make if you want to, go around saying I will or I won't do that. Things change, we change, and we have to go to therapy. That's probably my 18th t-shirt that I'm going to have made. Therapists should always go to therapy, something like that. You never know what you'll do. And if you're thinking, well, then what's the point of having ethics hours? Because it helps us get a little bit more clear about just how likely we might be to doing what we said we'd never do. And if you're thinking, well, how does that work? It works because we're in touch with how and who we are and how we change through the years. It doesn't guarantee that we won't change our minds to do something unethical. It just means we got a little bit of a heads up, maybe a little bit of an advance in knowing, and it might help us have more information to help us make better decisions. Because I'm going to tell you right now, and you've heard me say this for years, anything that's unethical that is done, there's only, people get hurt, but the person who gets hurt the most is the client. And that is wrong. They come to us, they trust us, they put their lives literally sometimes in our hands, and then we go and do something unethical and it hurts them. Is just wrong. And I say very few things are just wrong because I do think that ethics and morality can be situational, and we'll get to that one in a minute, and you're going to hate me on that one. But that is wrong. It's just wrong. That's not, remember first year grad school, do good, do no harm? We took our little vow. This is, in all honesty, this is a lot of this workshop webinar is why it is so important to do our own work and to know who we are, because the more we know who we are, the more likely we are to know what we just might be capable of doing and what we just might be capable of understanding. Don't go there. All right. Now, people behave in ways that are not always consistent with what they believe, which is kind of tied into the last slide. Okay, look, let's just do this. Have you ever, okay, you swore you wouldn't do it, you did it, and then you had enough sense to, after you did it, to look back and go, not like the previous slide where they was like, oh, she wanted me to. I mean, not that. You did it, and you looked back and went, oh my God, how could I not see what was happening? I don't understand how that happened. Well, that's called insight, and I like insight because people start thinking about who they are and what they want. Now, people behave in ways that are not always consistent with their beliefs. All right, well, let's just say that's a given. I'm just gonna get a drink here. The good thing about going and doing our own work is that when this happens, and if you say, well, I've never had this happen, rethink it. But going to therapy helps us do less of this, which is good. Now, we got a little and. Okay. Now anytime you go to a workshop, webinar, read something, whatever, I don't know what you're doing, There are two words. Yeah, there are two words. If you don't even know what you're, if you just saw the slide, you just walked in and there was a slide thrown up on the wall and you read it. And I said, what do you think that's referring to? You would look at this word and you go, oh, that's an ethics workshop. Anytime you see values, you're looking at an ethics workshop. So let me show you how this works. We have to decide if this thing, we have to decide if this thing is something, now a value is simply something that we treasure, it matters to us. It can be, I value pal. It can be, I forget what the word is, intangible. Anyway, it could be something like honesty or courage or stuff like that. If you value it, you value it. So if we have to decide if this particular thing, how about this one? Okay, we have to decide if courage is a value that I hold, but courage is a value I hold, then, and you're not going to like this, so I'm just going to throw this out. Y'all, everything has a price. Every single thing has a price. From that loaf of bread, no, from that toilet paper that you thought you could get at Kroger, but they were sold out, to the price you pay for telling your truth. Everything has a price. So here we go. Courage is a value that I hold, then there's going to be a consequence, which is the price that we're going to pay. Sorry. My fingers just kind of slide all over here. Okay. If courage is a value I hold, then making a stand when it's not particularly popular with anybody but us, there's going to be a consequence from that. And it can be from nobody wants to eat at the same lunch table with us, to getting bad evaluations, to not being given raises that we were supposed to get. If you decide this, and this is going to be a consequence, here's the biggie. Are we going to keep going with our values? Because this is the price. If I keep this, this is what it's going to cost me. Am I willing to keep going? And I don't want to make a judgment. It's your call, my call. Some people go, yeah, I'm willing to pay the price because I would not be able to live with myself if I violated that value. So they pay the price, and the price can be very, very heavy sometimes. So this is how much you're connected with your values, how much you value your values, and knowing that there are consequences of every single thing we do or say. Believe me, there are. So this is a very good, fill in what this is for you, fill in what this is, and then go, I'm really willing to do that, because your answer tells you a lot about who you are, and it tells you a lot about what you're likely to decide when you have to make an ethical decision. Now, I want to pause it, but I'm not sure I know how. I'm just going to get up for 1 second because I think I have a bottle of water. Don't go anywhere. Still have some orange soda, but I'm wanting some water. Okay. I like guilt. And you're probably going, where's the stop button and how do I get my money back? Hear me out. Usually, now if you're talking about a sociopath, just X this out. Usually some people, I'd like to think most people, feel guilty when they go against their principles or their values. So this matters to me. This is a principle. I remember several slides back, we did moral precept. Okay, all that goes together. So I violate those things. I go against my principles. I go against my values. I totally barrel straight over my moral precepts. And most people are going to feel guilty about doing that. I like guilt. I think I just said that because I want you to think about this, please. Two kinds of guilt. Where's my little, there it is. There are two kinds of guilt. One I absolutely loathe. And the second one is I absolutely love. How's that sitting with you when you're thinking about it, watching me drink water? You go, there's only one kind of guilt. You feel bad, you beat yourself up for the rest of your life, and that's why we call it guilt, because it ruins the rest of your life. That's the kind that I don't like. And you know I'm going to wiggle around a lot because I walk all the time when we're having a live workshop. The kind I loathe is the one where now this is good. You recognize you did something you're not that crazy about. I'm probably distracting you, but I think I'm distracting me more than I'm distracting you by wiggling all over. As an aside, very quickly, I have learned a lesson with this. It's very difficult to sit and do this for a long period of time. And when we all get, when everything gets back to normal, which it will, it's been new normal. I'm going to be so much more mindful about how I get to walk all around the room and you have to sit there. And then finally, all y'all are going, can we please have a break? It's been 3.5 hours because I'm up walking around and, it's hard to sit a long time like this. So those of you who have been doing it, I thank you for doing it and for also letting me know you need to get up. And I will truly be much more mindful about it because this is hard. All right, now, guilt. I don't like it when it causes us to, well, okay, two things. Both these guilts are going to cause us to recognize something we did that we're not happy about. Okay, that's good. Here's where the bad stuff comes in. I did something and I feel really guilty, and I'm going to spend the rest of my days beating myself up every chance I get because of this thing I did. Okay, and not to go into religion or anything like that, because it wouldn't be appropriate in this workshop or whatever. If you guys are doing webinars or thinking about it, get a bunch of stuff to drink. I throat gets dry really quickly. The kind of guilt that we carry around, and it's like, it's an example. It's like, damn, I just thought of this one. I read it someplace. I'll probably do a horrible job of explaining it, but maybe you can make this work. Okay. There is a story, not a true story. A guy, it's one of those allegories, I think is what you call them. This guy had a big sack of rocks, okay, and just like a rucksack maybe, and he was wearing it. It was full. I mean, like tons of rocks. And so, for some reason, he's wearing rocks. I have no idea why. Anyway, he is out in a boat, and I'm not making this up. When you get to the end of it, you'll see what I'm trying to do. So he's out in this boat fishing, and somehow he met with a backpack of rocks. It will make sense, trust me. And he falls overboard. And this is other people on shore, yelling at him because he's going to drown. Let go of the rocks. Take your sack off. Let go of the rocks. Let go of the rocks. And he won't let go of them. Okay, now this is, you got to make this work for me. Okay, he won't let go. He won't, whatever he's got, he's wearing, he's holding on to it, whatever. And they keep yelling at him, you're going to die, you're going to drown, let go of the rocks. And he doesn't. He holds them like they're his beating heart, and he drowns because he won't let go of something that was killing him. Now that's a rather odd story, but I think I told it kind of badly too. That's this kind. I feel so guilty. I'm going to ruin the rest of my life beating myself up for something that I probably would have forgiven someone else for doing. So back to the religion where I sort of got off track there. Remember the word forgiveness, which typically comes out of religious doctrine, which again is not where this is going. It's just the concept of forgiveness. You have forgiven people for things that you would never in a million years forgive yourself for. I swear to God, I know that's true. So I don't like that kind of guilt. No, I don't like that. I love the kind of guilt where you go, whoa, that was a really bad decision. I sure wish I hadn't done that. But I did. I learned from it. And it felt so god-awful bad. I will never, ever in my whole life do that again, because I don't want to feel like that. That's the kind I love. You recognize, I wish I hadn't done it. You feel bad, which is good. And you don't want to feel bad again, so you're not going to do that action again. That's the kind of guilt I like. So I'll just leave you with that. And then when this is over, I'll go try to find that, why that guy got in a boat with a backpack of rocks. I think you see that what I was trying to get across, maybe. All right. This is a video of the commencement address that Oprah gave at Spelman several years ago. And it's amazing. I mean, come on, when have you ever excuse me, when have you ever listened, heard, read whatever Oprah had to say and thought, well, that woman doesn't have a clue. Now, the woman's she's pretty wise, I would think, in my opinion. And I put this because it was back when everybody was going. She gave that really good speech somewhere, and everybody's like, oh, we should make her run for president. So that's why I put that. She ain't gonna run for president. We know that. All right, this video, and again, in the blue button, the video list, press it, it'll take you right to it, and you will. It's got some pretty profound things to say in it. Now, this is where I'm going to have to tread lightly because, ready? No. I bet I'm scaring the hell out of y'all when I freak myself out, because sometimes I can't tell when never mind. That wasn't supposed to make that noise, but I'll be okay, I'm pretty sure. In her commencement speech to the graduates of Spelman, she said, well, I'm going to do it differently than I did it in the one that I had to totally destroy. But that was good because I learned a better way to do this. The title of her commencement address was Do the Right Thing. Isn't it interesting how much that comes up? All right, so the title of it was Do the Right Thing. Now, this is where Oprah and I will never meet, and we will never have this discussion, although I think it would be amazing. This is what she says, but I didn't put the end of it. I'm having fun redoing this one. I'm learning so many things that I did wrong in the first one. That's kind of like, I'm grateful that YouTube caught me. Well, not that, caught me. I wasn't intentionally. Oh wait, that wasn't my intention. See how that plays out. Always do the right thing. And after that, she says, because in the end, no, that's not right. You will always know you've done the right thing when at the end you feel peace. Okay, Oprah, love you dearly. Send me a couple thousand would be fine. My stimulus check was not enough. You can feel peace at the end of a decision and it be the most god-awful, wrong, terrible, horrific, unethical decision that you could have made. But you felt peaceful after you did it, so therefore it must have been okay. This is where Oprah and I kind of might butt heads, gently and mindfully and lovingly. But I disagree. I do. You always know you've done the right thing when at the end you feel peace. I'm not going to give you any examples because I think you can probably come up with some of your own. When something horrific was done and the news got all over it, and whoever it was that did this god-awful thing came out and said, but it was right. I know it was right because I felt right after I did it. Well, you know what? You might feel right and peaceful, but what you did was, everybody in the world would say that was wrong. So you just plug in some examples, and that's pretty easy to do these days. So I kind of not cool with that one, but I just wanted to share that with you. Now, knowing the other thing she says about doing the right thing, knowing how to do the right thing. Well, actually, she doesn't. The only thing she says about how to do the right thing is there'll be peace when you do it. And other than that, it's nothing like step 1, step 2, step 3 to do the right thing, which would be really nice. Then we wouldn't always be struggling with ethical dilemmas. So she's talking about knowing who you are and what you want, which is great because, as I think I pointed out, I hope I have through when we started, is how important it is to do our own work and to know who we are and what we want, and because that gives us an idea. That no guarantees with any of this, but it gives us an idea of what we're likely to do. You want to know what you're likely to do? Look at your history. Given the situation and going back, I did this, I took that, and this might be a sign I'm going to go this way. History is a very revealing thing about who we are. Her point being that knowing who you are and knowing what you want tells you more about who you are, which in her talk says helps you know what the right thing is. And it does help you know. I believe it helps you know. Now, this is the second little bone I have to pick with Oprah. It's not picking a bone. I just think it's amusing. Right here. Do you remember when I did that workshop? God, I don't know how many years ago it was. It was and it was that. Who are you and what do you want? I mean, I liked it, and I don't usually like my workshops, but that was a really good workshop. Well, I did that way before Oprah came to Spelman and said all that. Oprah, I'm not accusing you of stealing. I'm just saying, wow, a lot of people are thinking about knowing who you are and knowing what you want might be helpful to the world as people decide about ethical, as they decide how to make an ethical decision. That to go to therapy. Any therapist who hasn't gone to therapy, and there are some, you know them, and I know them. Any therapist who has not gone to therapy is a rotten therapist, and I would bet money that therapist will hurt a client. And that is completely, totally unacceptable. Not only is it unethical, it is simply wrong. Simply wrong. Okay, so now here's the other one in her talk at Spelman. You must find a way to serve. Now, this is just me. I have a little problem with this word, serve, which is my issue, completely my issue. So for this to work for me in her video, learning from her video, I had to change it to you must find a life purpose. You must have a reason that you're here. You know, like knowing who you are and what you want. And you could add, and why the hell am I here? What am I doing here? Did I just kind of drop out of the sky? Where did I come from? Is there something I'm here that I'm meant to do? And that's when you listen to her talk, you'll hear those things come out in this. And so anyway, going back to all of this, she's basically saying all this together will help you know what the right thing to do is. Don't you wish there was a little book that said not do the right thing? It said how to do the right thing every single time you have to decide what the right thing is. Well, that book doesn't exist, which is why we have webinars like this. We want to do the right thing, but come on, y'all. How many of us have said, God, I want to do the right thing. I really do. And I have got absolutely no freaking clue what it is. Because there's not a book that tells you what it is. Well, there are some books that tell you what it is, but you may not agree with what they say, which is part of the issue too. And you may, nope, not going down that road. Just thought of that one that I didn't have in the one I had to destroy. And I think I know why I didn't do it. Okay. Now, you talk about getting just totally wiped out, as in broke my heart. Okay. I want to point so badly like this. Okay, but I'll just use this. God. Oh, sorry, I was just looking at my hair. I finally took a look at who I am over here. And I'm sheltered in place, which obviously I'm not doing because I'm not living at the office. But just to kind of make you guys laugh a little bit, because this is a very heavy duty topic, if I don't knock the table over. I got in this I can't take this anymore kind of mood. So I got at the scissors and decided I would give myself a haircut, which did not go well. And as I'm looking at it, I don't think it went very well. So I hope that cheered you up. Don't get rusty scissors. Don't get rusty kitchen scissors and try to trim your bangs. There is a country song in there someplace. I'll work on that. this, yep, you're right. I figured a way to do it. Because you know what I'm talking about. I know you do. I think I need some sugar now. Brene Brown. I wish I could hear you. If I could see you guys out here, you would all be like, have your head on the table and going, I knew she'd figure a way to do it. She can't get through a workshop without showing a Brene Brown video. That's pretty much true. And I think it's great because that woman has some very, very profound, wise things to share with us in the video that I can't show you, but you can watch because I've got it on your, yeah, I have it on your video list and it'll take you right to it. And it's, okay, one, I've seen every Brene Brown video that there is, trust me, that's been filmed. I mean, I'm sure that, well, that would be a video, wouldn't it? If she did something and it wasn't filmed, obviously, unless I'd been sitting there, I wouldn't have seen it, which I have never seen her live. But I've seen every Brene Brown video, and this is probably, yeah, this one is my favorite. It really is. Well, no, gotta tell y'all something. I just thought of something. I'm gonna write it down. This is my second favorite. Oh, y'all gonna love this one. Let me write this down real quick. Hell, what was it? See, this is why I miss you guys, because you would say words and help me come up with what I'm trying to remember, and you would help me with word retrieval also. Um, oh, okay, that word will remind me. Got it. Okay. Now, this Brene Brown video I said was my favorite, but actually it's my second favorite. And you're going to like it. You're really going to like it. And if you go to my website, the very last thing on the menu says 5 minutes that changed my professional life. That 5 minutes came from this video that I can't show you. It's about, I think it's about 25 minutes, and there's a 5-minute segment of it that when I heard it, I just stopped everything and went, that has got to be incorporated into my professional life. That is what is wrong. That is what I've been feeling, and it's kind of been eating at me, and it nailed it. And I was like, damn, I'm getting that clip and I'm sticking it on my website. And hopefully people will read it and get it that I have changed how I'm doing a few things for the better. For me, for the better. Maybe not for you, but hey, for me, yes. So, yes, I found a Brene video, Brown. I think I'm getting tired. I found a video by Brene Brown. Y'all got to cut me some slack. You know what time I went to bed this morning? I went to bed at 6 a.m. There's just so much I've got to get done. And you're paying for it by watching me have word salad kind of thing is what or word spaghetti. See, I don't even know which one it is. You would tell me if you were here. She makes a point in here, and I think when you hear it without even going to that little last thing you can click on my website, I think you'll recognize it. I really do, especially if you do any of the kind of work of being around people and what they, if you do any work in sharing information with people, you'll definitely go, oh, that's what Karen's talking about. All right, so yes, I did find a way. I didn't find a way. I found a Brene Brown video, and I didn't have to really figure a way like to make it work because it just works perfectly. So, ha, there's a picture. She's a cutie. One of these days I know she's going to leave Steve. But she is, God, I wish I could present like that. Wouldn't that be great just to have that depth of knowledge and that sense of humor, that trademark sense of intelligence and her trademark sense of humor. I mean, she's just a joy to listen to and to learn from. For me, anyway, she is. Plus, I think she's really cute. And she tells the best anecdotes. She really, antidotes. I need you guys to hear to help me remember words. Anecdotes. That's the right word. Maybe the next one I do, I'll get some rest and I won't be so tired. Okay. Now, you may not have seen, I doubt you've seen this one unless you're a Brene Brown groupie. Let's see what's going to happen here. No. Sorry. I didn't. God, I thought I did some things that I didn't, but at least I'm not, like playing them. Nah. Oh, I know what happened. I thought I did a slide, but I didn't. That's what it was. I made a slide and I didn't save it. That's what it was. Okay. I'm not going to try to go get a blank slide. I'm not going to do anything to try to screw this up in any way. And I think I put this in piece of information. Well, you can go to the video because it's going to have the link, but she did it for an organization. I don't know who they are actually, but they're called U. Yeah, it's a big U and then 90. It's probably backwards to you, isn't it? U99, and that's how the thing starts off. And she's been asked to do this talk for the U99 group, whichever group that is. And the thing that I got off of really quickly is from that, and you're really going to like it. I think it's a video, so you can stop it. I think it's one of those you're going to stop and have a notebook or notepad with you or whatever and take notes, because she says some really profound things. All right, now, one second. Not doing that yet. Okay. I hadn't planned on this until I wrote it down a little bit ago. Okay, I'm not going to see you guys in person for a while, so I'll just go ahead and tell you this little story, and then by the time I see you, you may have forgotten about it. Okay, we were talking about I would never. Okay, well, there's something I swore I would never do, and I did it. And I had kind of guilt that I love, but then I had another opportunity to, let me just tell you the story. Okay. The Brene Brown video that I think is my #1 favorite is actually the Brene Brown video special that she did on Netflix. You guys remember that? You guys probably have Netflix, watched it. Okay, I don't want Netflix. I don't. I mean, it's just not something I want. However, they sent out this little, you're going to fall on the floor laughing by the time I get through with this. They sent out this little thing and it said, hey, we'd like to give you 30 days of free binge watching Netflix. And it's only $8.95. And we're not even going to charge your card. And at the end of the 30 days, if you're not happy, if you're not satisfied with your 30-day free trial of Netflix, just let us know. No hard feelings. Like I said, we're not going to charge your card, nothing. Okay. Well, I knew damn well when I signed up that I only signed up for that little 30-day free trial thing because I wanted to watch the Brene Brown Netflix special. That was I didn't saw I wanted. I just wanted to watch that. So now you have to keep this in mind. You're going to hear this story and think, I don't see the big deal in it. That's fine, because it isn't about you. You have to figure out what you see the big deal about, because that tells you a lot about who you are. And what other people tell you about what their big deals are tells you a lot about them. So I'm about to tell you a lot about me. That was a big deal to me to know going into it that I was going to sign up, watch Brene Brown 3, 4, 5 times, and then I called them, and I was starting to feel so guilty, and I didn't want that. I wanted the good kind, so I was going to go at it that way. So I called him up, and I got this really, really sweet woman. I called him up and said, listen, I really need to talk to you guys. When I signed up for your free 30-day trial, I had absolutely no idea, no intention of, I wasn't going to take Netflix. I just did it because it was this one thing I wanted to watch, and I'm really, really sorry, and I'm embarrassed, and I really think that you should go ahead and charge my card, because my intentions were just to take advantage they hear connotations there with take advantage. I just wanted to watch one thing like 4 or 5 times and then cancel it. And I don't think that was really a very good thing on my part to do. So I think you should charge me. And I'm really, really sorry. Okay. Now, what you may be thinking is they told you you could do that. They told you they didn't say watch it for one thing and then blow us off. They basically said try us. They didn't just say just for one video. So if you're thinking, well, you didn't do anything wrong. Well, I did to me. What I did, my intention didn't fit. Remember several slides back? Didn't fit with who I saw myself to be. Because to me, then that's all I can deal with. To me it was wrong. It was cheating. But don't be trying to, but well, Karen, didn't you? No. Don't make me feel better about this. That's what it was to me. I felt guilty. I did my work, and I don't feel guilty about it anymore. Plus, let me tell you this last little part. I told all that, I'm so sorry, I was fessing up. And the woman's just kind of like, I can hear she's making some kind of weird noises or something. And finally, when I got through with my, a couple confession, she just burst out laughing. And I'm thinking, I wonder what that's about. So I said, what? What are you laughing at? And she finally kind of got a grip and she said, honey, she's from the South. This is how I knew. Honey, do you know how many people do stuff like that? And then I started laughing, and then she started laughing even harder. And so then, now you're going to love this. By the time we got through with this phone call, guess what had formed? There was a connection. I will never see this woman. I doubt I'll ever talk to her again. I wouldn't know if I saw her on the street, but for that period of time, there was a connection. And it was a connection because I thought I did something wrong and I wanted to make it right. She thought it was hilarious because she was able to see the humor in it and help me see the humor in it. And it was, I know this can sound kind of weird, but it was really kind of a powerful experience. Now, there's another part to the story. This really might require some sugar. Oh, God. All right. I will never do that again. I felt so bad when I did that Netflix thing, and because I wanted to see the Brene Brown thing, and I felt so bad. And gosh, Karen, remember that conversation? It was a great conversation, and that lady was really nice, and you guys kind of connected and laughed about it, but you swore you'd never do that again, remember? Okay. The Michelle Obama, I know what you're doing. The Michelle Obama Becoming special is on Netflix. Well, I don't, you heard this before, I don't want Netflix. However, they did say, just sign up, no credit card. Watch whatever you want for 30 days, and if you don't like it, we'll not charge your card. Okay, first, I fell on the floor. Well, not really, because my floor is really hard. I fell on the bed. I just died laughing because I thought, you know what? The universe is so great about giving us multiple chances and opportunities to just see who the hell we are. And you're not going to believe it, but honest to God, I struggled with it. I started doing all this rationalization, like, yeah, but that was Brene Brown. This is Michelle Obama. And besides, Netflix expects me to do this. They know I'm gonna. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, what did I say? And I just got myself all worked up about it. And then I had an epiphany. And look, y'all, this is me. I'm just telling you something about me. You're going, that woman needs help, and I do, because I'm not seeing a therapist right now. It's good to figure out things about who you are. Of course, they can change. All right, here's what I did about Brene Brown. Not Brene Brown. I think she's on my mind lately. I wanted to, I saw it. I signed up. I signed up for the 30-day free trial of Netflix, and I watched the Michelle Obama special. And then when it got to the end of 30 days, I let them charge my credit card. Now you're probably thinking, you idiot. The woman that died laughing whenever 6 months ago said, everybody does that. Okay, well, maybe everybody does, but it did not feel right to me. Okay? Now, I'm telling you this for a lot of reasons. One, because I think it's hilarious. And two, because I learned so much about myself from Brene Brown to Michelle Obama about just what I really want to do in certain situations. And three, because I hope that it gives you some insight into taking a moment and looking at what goes on with you when you make decisions. Now, to me, and maybe not to you, the whole crux of the thing was, to me, because I'm a dork, it was about ethics. And for me, it was an ethical decision. To me, not to anybody else in the whole world, but it was to me. So I knew I made the decision. You know, it wasn't like, oh, I'm at the 29th day. And I signed up. The minute I signed up, I knew I would let them at the end of 30 days charge my credit card. And which actually, unfortunately, has turned out to be pretty good, but I swear I'm getting off of it. I'm not sure what day this is, whatever, the end of whatever month this is, because in somebody out there, you're responsible for this. Somebody got me turned on to Grace and Frankie, which I am about, because I'm sheltered in place, but actually not today. I'm about to just binge on that. And it came up, somebody brought it up, whoever you are, when we were doing the aging workshop. And I have some little things I worked into the aging workshop about Grace and Frankie. But so because I decided to pay the $8.95, get to watch Michelle Obama in Becoming, and then got almost sucked in to binge addiction watching Grace and Frankie, I learned a whole lot. And I think it was worth $8.95. And when this whatever month is up, yeah, I don't want it anymore, because I can see now why people say binge watching. I don't think that's a good use of my time, actually, because I'd rather read. All right, let's see. All right, I think there was this one. What's my thing? Okay, there's not I'm sure there is, but I don't know where it is. I don't know how much time this has been, but I will when I get through with it, because I'll do this little thing to convert it so I can then send it to YouTube and pray that they don't think I got just a little too much of a couple of words from a clip in it, and they let me have it. And then I will know literally how many, it's got to be at least an hour. Hell, I don't know. We'll see how long it is. How long this is, plus I know the videos make an hour. That will be what's on the website when it says do the right thing. I don't know, 2.5, 3.5, 4, whatever it turns out to be, hours, clock hours that you use. And I can tell you this right now, it is not going to make 5 hours. I mean, I know that, because you're not here for us to discuss stuff. And so what I've already decided I'm going to do, I can't wait till drop the cap. I'll get that later. Till tomorrow when Chick-fil-A opens, because I'm going into withdrawal right now. I'm going to need to, and it'll be fun. I think it'll be a lot of fun. If you've looked on the right side on the menu of my website, there's a thing that says bring me to you, which I might as well take off, because we all know ain't nobody coming to anybody for a long time. But before I take that off, take a look at all the workshops that are listed, and you'll see, my God, probably, I bet you 2/3 of them are ethics or ethics related. So what I'm going to do is see how long, because this is the first one. Well, the first one is destroyed, so this is the first one. I'm going to see how long this is, and then I'm going to find an ethics workshop out of the dozens that I have and do one that will make up the time that can be added to the time that this one is, so that you'll get 5 hours of ethics. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to tell you. I think everything that, and I know I am anyway, just getting started with the webinars, pre-recorded webinars, pre-recorded webinars, and so I hope that you'll give me another chance. I have no idea. I was gonna say I'm not gonna watch it, but I have to watch it to make sure that everything comes out all right. But I have no idea. But hey, my intention is to provide you with a fun, entertaining, and very, very, very informative amount of time together about how to be the most ethical person as a counselor that we can be. And doing that by this. Well, let me go through the thank yous first. Thank you for being here. You're not here, but wherever you are, thank you for watching this if you're watching it. God help you. I thank you for whatever you're learning. Here's really what I should have said. Your clients, they don't know you've seen this, but hopefully they'll see what you've learned from it. If I did my job, things you've learned from it. How about your family? If it weren't for therapists, I am tired. If it weren't for families, therapists wouldn't have clients. And let me tell you something, when this thing is done, and it will be over, new normal, we're going to be overrun with clients. And that just reminded me, I saw an article that I need to put, I'll make sure I get that one and put it in I'll add it to the ethics workshop that I'm going to do that will add to this one to make the full 5 hours. Because it was talking about, well, actually, really, it was talking about how screwed up the country's going to be mental health wise. That we're looking at financial crisis, of course, but this article made a tremendously powerful point about, yeah, we got all this stuff going on, but you guys are not thinking ahead here. We're going to have a severe mental health crisis. And so I read that. I was like, oh my God, that's right. So I'm going to get that article, write it down. Or Corey or Emily or all you people out there that write things down for me. Miss you. All right, article. I'm sorry, just one second. There's a great article, and I want to put it in this other one. Article 3, mental health crisis. Okay. So I'm going to add that to it. So everybody's thanking us for things they don't even know they need to thank us for. But I'm thanking you because you're here. Your clients thank you. Your family thanks you. Everybody in the whole world thanks you if they knew just exactly the kind of people that you are, which is this. You're this kind of people. And they thank you because, got 8 words. That's 3, but add 5. Because you want to do the right thing. All right, now, I'm not quite done because you may be done. You may have turned this thing off an hour ago. We start, I've made this, I don't know, tradition. Can you have a tradition after one time? Anyway, this is how I'm going to do them and I'm going to do a bunch of these because I just am, because I can't see you guys in person. I got to make some money. All right, we're going to start each one of these pre-recorded webinars with a toast, which we did, and we're going to end them. We're going to end them with Pal saying bye, because he's got to be in these webinars. You do. They probably really don't care if they see you or not, but I think it's a fun idea. Can you come up here? Oh God, he's sleepy because when I'm going to bed at 6 a.m., he's going to bed at 6 a.m. He kind of snuggles up with me. All right, I'm trying to see where we are. Now, I have this thing because, I think we all have to find things. He's gained a few pounds because we're not getting out and walking as much as we have been. Although we have been walking in the cemetery and we found some really interesting things. So, because there's nobody else in the cemetery alive anyway, trust me. Okay, so there's this thing that I do, and he puts up with it, which is where I talk for him because it makes me, it releases so many endorphins in me, which is good these days because it just makes me just die laughing. So get ready because that's what we're going to do. I don't know that I'll always talk. I know. Always talk for him, but I'm going to do it right now if he'll cooperate. Whoa. I think he's getting camera shy. Okay, y'all ready? I'm watching them. I'm watching me so I can, okay, see what he's doing. Okay. Thank you for watching my mama's pre-recorded webinar. Thank you so much for being here. Yay! I hope you I hope you see why I'm doing this. I mean, there's tons of endorphins just running all over my body, which is really a good thing. Let's do it again. Okay. Thank you for watching it, and we hope you'll watch her next one, which hopefully will be this one because this one won't get thrown out by YouTube. And so her next one, if this one goes good, yeah. He's falling over like he's been doing drugs or he's just sleepy. Oh, God. When we do the, I'll finish this thing in a minute. When we do the workshop, the webinar on aging, there's a big section in it that talks about how much research there is on the importance of animals, not reptiles, animals in our lives as we age. And that having palate fear just made me think about that piece of research and how we'll talk about it when we get to the aging workshop. So what's our next workshop, Hal? Do you know? Whichever one you can make work. He's got a good point there. Okay. Hal and I are signing off. We love you, we miss you, and we really want you to stay healthy and stay safe, okay? Now, you may see some weird stuff because I don't know what I'm doing with Zoom. I was gonna say Zoom, with Zoom exactly yet. So I'm gonna try to get it cut off and you won't see a whole bunch of weird stuff. Well, you know what, let me just, no, I was gonna say I'd do it while Pal's in my arms, which I think I will, because then you won't be watching me screw it up, you'll be watching him as I screw it up. I really do have a lot to learn about this, and I appreciate your patience. Is he just not the most adorable dog next to yours, of course? All right, Pal and I are, say bye, Pal. Pal and I are out of here. Please, please stay safe. We miss you. All right, let's see what we got here. Bye, y'all. Oh, those bangs don't look too bad. I wonder if this is being recorded. Says it is. Okay, well, God, he's a handsome, nasty, filthy dog, and he smells bad. All right, still recording. Let's see what we get. I could stop. Okay, you may be watching this. I don't know. Recording. I think this will be the end of it. If it wasn't, just go back and forth. God, this is fun. Okay, I'm gonna hit this one. This should be it. Love you guys. Love you guys. Miss you.